You alright, buddy?
Hi, mate. You're
We're
upside
on
down.
around, aren't we?
You are, yeah.
How's that?
There we go. There we go. I can make you out now. Yeah, I was having a bit of trouble with the live stream just now.
Yeah, no, I saw it come up and then it went. I was like, oh, what's happened there?
Yeah, it came up. I sent you a message, and then it was like, didn't seem like there was many people watching. I couldn't see if you were live or anything, so I shut it down, and then started again. But then it kept kicking me out. It kept saying you were live, and then saying that it wasn't live for some strange, bizarre reason. So I restarted my phone and then did it again, and it worked this time. So there we are. Happy.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, how you been?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad.
What's been happening then? You been working today?
Oh, flat out.
Yeah?
Flat out busy. Yeah. I've been quotes today. So in and around London mainly. Up Mayfair and Westminster today.
Lovely.
Yeah, lots of ponds.
I was going to say, better made a difference of being stuck in traffic.
Oh, there's no traffic. It's great. It's so nice.
I remember the few times that I've been to London, it was actually quicker to walk down Oxford Street than like drive or catch a bus.
Yeah, literally. It's
insane.
Yeah, one of the quotes was down literally like on the road on Hyde Park. So yeah, it was nice. It was nothing. It was just driving in. Yeah, I've done a lot of miles today. Yeah. Few quotes. So yeah, it's just all pond stuff at the minute. I was saying that I've just priced a tank today, so that could be a nice one. Yeah, I've pushed and planted. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, so how he gets on. Yeah, 900 by 900, and then 600 tool.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, nice. Right. I've been working on a Malawi scape today in a school, so it was nice.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, it's literally just myself and the caretaker and a receptionist in the building, so it was lovely. She stayed in the office. I was in the foyer doing the tank, and the caretaker popped back and forth, which was pretty cool.
Check you all right.
Yeah. I'm borrowing bits and pieces off of him. What are you drinking, dude?
Jack Daniels and Coke.
Drink of choice. Yeah.
I've nearly ran out though. I'm gutted. I forgot to get some at the weekend. Now my bottle's nearly empty.
Dear. Can't be good. Yeah, somebody posted a question. I don't know if they're still watching now, but Euphoriescape said, "Where are we from?" No, I'm from South Wales. I'm a Cardiff boy, born and bred. So, don't know if you want to answer that question too.
Yeah, I'm from Reading, but I live in Guildford now, or by Guildford. So, yeah, southerner.
Well, so am I, kind of. South Wales.
South Wales, yeah.
Yeah. So, you already know about me, and most of the people who have tuned into the live stream already know about me and my escapade. So, I don't know if you want to. Oh, I think one of your family members has just joined.
Yes, my sister.
Oh, your sister.
Hey.
Hello, sister. How are you? I'm the annoying tattooed Welsh bloke that keeps ringing him all the time.
Keeps me busy on my long drives.
Yeah, that's it. Keeps you talking.
It does. Keeps me sane.
I tell you what I wanted to ask you actually was, how did that scape with George come about? You know, the one in that posh house.
First one?
With the Castle A360s, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first time I worked with him.
Was it?
Yeah, so that was going back.
Was it a while?
3 years now, something.
Yeah,
3 years? Yeah, something like that. Randomly, that was another level house, another level customer, another level job. So,
is the tank still running?
No, no, no. Well, no. The tank at the minute is in up where my workshop is. It's a quarantine tank now.
Oh, is it?
The cabinet is a TV cabinet. Yeah, 3-inch solid oak with dovetail joints, now a TV cabinet. So, yeah, no, this one, basically, he went into one of the local fish shops, started chatting to them, and it was my brother at the time that worked in there, and he got chatting to him and basically realised that this guy's a little bit different, should we say. It's very, well, yeah, he had this place, it was just another level. Basically, the customer put an extension onto the house. It was on stilts over their pond, and their pond was massive. This whole thing was huge. You've seen the pictures of it. And he basically wanted someone to finish it off. And how it actually came about, the actual job, he was in the pub one night, and one of the guys in there mentioned fish tank. And he was like, yeah, cool, let's do that. So, you know, down the line, in we come, basically sort of spec'd him up, and we were looking at, something like the Aquascaper 1500. And it's one of those that there's lots of obviously off-the-shelf tanks that are quite nice. Obviously what we do, and you've seen quite a bit of our stuff, is different. We can install, off-the-shelf stuff. We do it every now and then. But our main thing that makes us different is being able to be different. So with this, we basically looked around the room, worked out what he wanted, etc. So that's where we came with a cabinet. Like I said, it was 3-inch solid oak with dovetail joints, actually a piece of furniture more than just a cabinet. George came around, basically as we were chatting to the customer on different things available. It was early on when George had just started advertising his personal aquascaping, almost weird professional aquascaping. He's obviously done it for shops, and as he's been doing it for years. He just started advertising it, basically doing it for Joe Blogs. So I just dropped him a message and just said, yeah, hey, I've basically got this sort of job. Here's what we're looking. Again, the Aquascaper tank was fairly fresh, so it was quite good for him to say, well, it's one of his range, come and scape it. So yeah, it was literally just, I think, a Facebook message, followed by so many phone calls. It was unreal, backwards and forwards, getting stuff sorted and that. And then, yeah, down he come. He brought all of his tanks, actually a lot of his stuff out of his 1200 tank. So all the plants were out of his tank. I think all the rock was as well. We might have supplied the rock, but all the wood with the ferns on, Trident ferns, was all out of his one as well. So much so and so fresh that as he come and set it all up, we filled it up, and there's about 10 little shrimp knocking around that had obviously been in the bin bag overnight at his. So yeah, that's how that one started really. And then obviously we just did more and more and more as it went on. Yeah. Yeah, it was did more and more as we went on basically. Yeah, it's getting it back up for different bits, videos, etc. So yeah, but that job was just, it's mad. We ended up moving that tank. We moved it from, so that was over near Maidenhead. We then moved it into London. Then it moved from London to London again into Chelsea. But then he wanted it empty because he didn't know what he was doing. So that whole tank was then stripped down and gone. Bear in mind, this cabinet weighed an absolute ton.
I can imagine.
When we got to the second house in London, Chelsea one, we had to get it upstairs. That was upsetting. That was hard work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then it moved 3 different rooms when it was upstairs. Went as an African cichlid for a while. Then they didn't want it upstairs, so we moved it back downstairs, which was again hard work. The idea was to go into the basement where they've got a cinema room. Then we realised we couldn't get a 5-foot tank down the basement stairs, so it was then sat in their hallway. Then I had a chat with the customer's wife, and basically, well, look, it's not going. We can't physically get that down there. There was no way of getting it in the basement. So it went, we got rid of it, and they got a Aquascaper 1200. And I actually put a Instagram post up the other day, or probably a couple of weeks ago now, of a time lapse doing a little tank. That's their one now.
Oh, okay.
So Yeah, and that's where it is now. But yeah, the actual tank is now a quarantine tank. We use it when we rest corals and stuff and get them in,
Yeah.
or if we're looking after fish for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the cabinet is a TV stand.
Ah, right.
There we go. Paul Smalls has joined. So Paul, mate of mine, he helped me lift that tank up the stairs. So you know just how bloody hard that is.
Yeah.
That was fun, man.
One of the biggest tanks I think I ever moved when I first started doing this. He's actually one of my admin now, Carl, on the on the Facebook group. He also runs his own cichlid group as well. Was a 8 foot, what's that, 8 by 3 by 2, possibly, I think it was. So the thing was an absolute beast. Well, he bought it from a guy who used to work for Maidenhead Aquatics, who had it in like an outhouse, like a summer house type thing in his garden.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was on like a solid steel box section frame. Well, the frame itself was sound. It was easy enough to take apart because it was bolted together. So you just undid the bolts section into sections, put it in a van. It was fine. It was easy as a piece of piss. It took like, I think it was 2 guys each side to take it to the van.
No.
But this tank, it had to come out of this summer house. Luckily, it had double doors on it, which was easy. But then we went down a grass bank. We had to take 2 of the fence panels out to get it, because it wouldn't go through the house. So we had to go like into his neighbour's garden, down like this sort of alleyway, which is okay because there was 6 of us. So there was like 2 on each side, and then like 1 on each end to get it into the van. And then when we got the other end, I said to Carlo, is it help the other end? He's like, oh yeah, my old man will help and whatever. But then when we got there, we got down. It was myself, my dad, my cousin, and then Carl and his dad. And I said, is there access around the back? Yeah, loads of access, no problem. Any steps? No steps. I thought, oh, this is going to be a breeze. This is going to be lovely. But when we got to the other end, up in the valleys, had on, Steve? Yes, it is a Max Light, mate. It's a Max Light, the Master Pro RGB. Yeah.
So you're one in a bit as well.
What's that?
He's got another one there, isn't he? Oh, he's got another question there. We'll do that one in a bit.
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. So being an old Valley's house, the back alley is all I can describe it as, was literally about 1 meter wide. So it was barely wide enough. So we couldn't get people either side of the tank. We had to have them at each end. So it was like two people on each corner, an 8 foot tank. It was absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, we decided we were going to put it on a dolly to try and get it down this alley and give our backs a bleeding rest. Well, anyway, the dolly broke in half because they're the old sort of 100-year-old flagstones, and the path was like this
everywhere.
Yeah. So anyway, we managed to get it down to the end of this alley. We can't turn. There's not enough room for us to take this 8 foot tank around the corner. So we have to upend it on an old mattress that somebody had left in the lane. Very professional. And then we had to spin it 180 into the guy's garden.
And then back down.
And then back down, and then into the fish room, onto the stand. I said, never again. I'm not doing that again.
We very, very do big ones. So we had someone message us for a 8 by 2.5 move, and we're chatting now, but it's just
it's an absolute.
They get massive. Yeah, anything over sort of 6 or 7 foot is just very hard work, as you know.
Especially that size. I think it was 8.3 by 2 or 8 by 3 by 3. I can't even remember now, but it was massive. It was nearly killed.
They're built on side jobs, aren't they?
Yeah, nearly killed my dad.
Yeah, I can imagine. They kill a lot.
He decided, he's a big bloke, my old man, ex-rugby player, 6'4", 18 stone, but like he's 60 the end of this month.
Yeah.
But he decides it's going to be a good idea when we're struggling with this thing to kind of lean down in like a scrum position with his one hand on the floor and the tank resting on his shoulders.
Mm.
And he was going to try and walk with it, crawl with it like that on his back. I was like, and he looked at me, he said, "Don't tell your mother." So obviously months and months went by and this cropped up in conversation. I told my mother and she went, "Dickhead."
Man.
Do you want to get back to that question?
Yeah, what was that? So was that
how did you get
Steve, is it? How did you get into tank building? How did I get into tank building? Something to do. So to start with, it was fun. It was literally something to do on the side, just for personal use almost. A friend of mine who I do the manufacturing side with, he's a carpenter by trade, housing development and stuff now. So he has a workshop. So the first one we did, first acrylic tank, was actually a sump. You'd never go back to it like this. It was 5 mil, done with single part. It was like a 3x2x2. It was all purple and CNC'd out, and it looked a bit nuts. And it was wobbly and shaking. We're picking it up, and it was all like this. A bit like, oh, this looks really cool. It worked. It held water and did its job, but it was iffy. Obviously, we then researched and practiced and played and built tanks for, random bits for ourselves and stuff like that, until the point that it basically come to a standard that we were obviously happy to put out. And problem is, most times when, me and sort of Dan get together and build stuff, you build something, and about 2 minutes later, we'd bin it off and build the second one, because actually we've got 10 other ideas that makes it better, and we just do that 10 times over until you get to something you're happy with. Yeah. I said now tanks are done a certain way, it's sort of the same thing. Yeah. Our main reason now for offering it is, like I said earlier, same as that the customer with the one with George, is to offer something different. Yeah. Anyone can buy. So behind us, an Aquascaper 600, and there's actually another one there, ready for playing. But anyone can go to the shop and buy them. You can buy them online. You can go, for any local fish shop and pick it up and buy it. I need to be able to put myself on a different playing field, really. I can't compete with the likes of, EA and that on mass-produced tanks. No, because
they're mass-produced in China.
Yeah, I can't even compete on glass tanks. And there's so many people doing glass tanks. We've actually got one in order at the minute from your friends over at Aquariums for Life. Good guys. 6x2 by 2.5. So that's, once this is all over, coming up to us. But we can't.
Is that one of the Naturescape range that I?
No, this is just a
marine system.
No, this is just one of the normal ones. It's going to be freshwater, but still just a custom. So 6x2 by 2.5, 6 holes drilled in the base. So run all the pipe work through the bottom and stuff.
Nice.
But even with that, we can't compete on glass price. Even if we went to make a glass tank ourselves, by the time we get the gear in and machine it and everything else, I mean, you've been up there, you've seen it all. It's it's not something we could do. So the acrylic offers us a different level, that instead of having to try and compete with everyone, we say, actually, let's not have competition. Let's do something different. And there's a handful of people that obviously do acrylic aquariums. There's a handful that do, other tanks, glass to the level that we sort of work at. But it's very few. And so to be able to offer everything in-house, from the full design, supply, actual manufacturing, it means that I can keep an eye on quality control from the whole point. We're not saying, oh, actually the cabinet isn't how we wanted it, or the tank's not how we wanted it, because it's two different people and it doesn't work with my plumbing or my scaping. It's all in-house. So we can offer it to, basically, it's a higher standard to people. That's
one thing I don't offer, is the manufacturing side, but I do work with the likes of Aquariums for Life. I only use Aquariums for Life now at the moment.
To be fair, on glass, that's pretty much all I'm doing now. We've got Vince at Aquarium Connections if you want anything super swanky. But then by the time I get to that point, we're just building an acrylic one.
Yeah, I've only got.
Yeah,
I've only actually got one client that's got an acrylic tank, and that tank's 13 feet long.
It's a beast, isn't it? I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's really awkward to work on as well. I haven't touched it for the last 2 months because it's in a hospital, and I'm just not brave enough to go there.
No, there's no point, is there, right now?
I mean, it's lightly stocked anyway. It's nothing fancy. I mean, there's enough plants.
Alice, isn't it?
Plenty, tons and tons of Alice, masses of Java fern. I think there's some Nymphia in there somewhere in the jungle. I don't know where exactly. But it's really lightly stocked as well. It's like there's a Crystal Profi 1902 running on it, and they got four Zis moving bed filters on it as well. Just in case one fails, I'm running another one. But to be perfectly honest, I think the plants alone should probably deal with the amount of ammonia that's
deal with most, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so I'm hoping, other than a bit of algae, by the time I go back, most of the fish and stuff should be okay. But I'm just not brave. I'm not brave enough to go there. It's a hospital
right now. No, exactly. We've got quite a few. We've got one hospital we do a bit of maintenance for. Who it's probably every few months we go there, but they look after their tank pretty well. To be fair, we've got quite a few care homes on our books. And right now, it's basically just chatting through the maintenance team, saying, look, change the water as much as you can. If you can't clean it, don't clean it. Just change the water and everything else. Once this is all sorted and it's safe to go back in there, you know, I can imagine with so many tanks, we have to go in there and effectively gut them out and, you know, proper deep clean them.
I was worried that I wasn't going to have, you know, a business left after this, because obviously a lot of people are going to have to just suck it up and do their own maintenance, unless there's another company that's
happy to do it,
willing to risk it. Then they you know, by the time I come back, when all this is over and I'm back to normal, people are going to say, actually, you know, no. But I've actually had quite a few people say, "Oh, can you still do it? When are you back?" You know, we're kind of muddling on, but I'd much rather you do it. So
it is. I've had a lot of our regulars. It's good in a way that, for me, I think at the start I was very worried that lots of people would stop coming, you know, stop using us. I think a lot of my regulars realised actually the tanks get dirty quite quickly when they're not being maintained properly. And you know, it's like if you go to a customer every week, the tank always looks good. You know, not quite showpiece, but it always looks good. It doesn't have a chance to build up algae. It doesn't have a chance to just, you know, plants to die, or, you know, if there's marine corals or everything else. It's always looking decent. And sometimes I think customers look at it and think, oh, why are we paying you? Because it always looks good. What are you doing? The only good thing to this is, I guess, that people are actually saying 2, 3, 4 weeks down the line, and now it's obviously a bit further in, okay, yeah, we can see that whilst they've been doing the maintenance, it's obviously not quite to the same sort of level as that professional level would be, and they find the tanks are, you know, unfortunately struggling. You know, like I said, as long as we can keep it, hopefully the customers can keep it, that any animals or livestock's alive, the rest of it could just get dealt with afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, even if, you know, people lose their plants full of algae and stuff like that, it can be replaced, you know, as long as the livestock is still alive.
Yeah, and that's why we're just saying just change your water as much as you can, as best as you can, and we'll deal with the rest afterwards.
Yeah, funny enough, did you see that EA reef that I did, the 1500?
Yes, I think so. With your friend, wasn't it, a while ago?
That's right. Yeah, with the purple, the purple rock, the fake rock.
Yeah,
it was real rock, but it was painted. It wasn't.
Real reef rock.
Yeah, but it was painted purple to look like coralline algae. Well, that guy rang me up, and he said, "Oh, mate," he said, "I can't afford for you guys to come out every week, but it needs to be done every week." He said, "My brother, because he's the guy who we did the tank for, was disabled, so he can't physically maintain it himself. His his carer does it for him.
Yeah.
And we would go in there every 2 weeks. But basically, he's the type of client that he sees something in a shop that he likes and he buys it, puts it in the tank, and then rings you later saying, "Oh my God,
I've got one of these. How is it?" Yeah.
Yeah. So he rang me the other day and he said, "When can you come out?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not really doing house calls at the minute, mate, because of what's going on. People can't guarantee distance. I mean, I know his house, and if I told him to stay away, he would stay away, but his dogs won't. His dogs won't, and so it's just not worth the risk." And he said, "What would it be? Would it be difficult for me to change it to a freshwater system?" I went, "Not at all." I said, drain down, give it a clean, and just start again, change the sump around a little bit. But other than that, no. I mean, you could even keep the same lights if you want. We just turn down the blue and just faff with the spectrums.
Yeah. What lights are they?
I'm not sure. They came, I think they're AIs, but I think they came with the tank. He bought it all from Maidenhead, a complete kit from Maidenhead. So they're not primes. I think they're something else.
Hydras?
Yeah, I think they are hydras. Yeah, he's got two on there, I think. So so I said to him, "Well, what you could always do is, if you want to try and get some of your money back, you can sell some of your gear, because he's got the max spec. He's got 2 max spec wave makers on it. He's running a Felin, I think it is, roller mat on it as well." Which I said, you could, and a skimmer and the rock and everything. I said, you could flog all that and just, make some money back, and then we just turn it to a freshwater system. It's not a problem. When can you do it? When can you do it? I was like, "Well, I can't do it right now, dude. I said, the best thing you could do is just drain it and just leave it sit there, for a while. Yeah. Drain it so it doesn't smell, and then just wait until we get to you." But reassuring in a way, because there's a few people that want me to go back there. I mean, I'm not into doing. I love ponds. I love koi, and I've done a couple of ponds over the years, but it's not something that I'm into, to be fair. I mean,
it's not my favourite. I'm not gonna lie. I would much rather do a fish tank, a custom build. For me, ponds are good, certainly right now, because you can do it. It's something I'm skilled enough. Yeah, I'm able to do it. We've done a lot of fiberglassing lately. Got another one starting tomorrow. Normally it's chuck it down in rain. There's sludge up to your knees, and you're just sitting there thinking, "What am I doing with my life?" Which is obviously start going into the higher end custom stuff. Our fish tanks are, we put a price there for $8,500 plus VAT, so about 10 grand. That's kind of where we work. So then go stand there in a pond all day, chucking down absolutely disgustingly dirty for less money. You're like, but right now, I look at it and say, well, actually, we can work. There's lots of people that can't work and got nothing coming in, and all the other issues that come with it. We can go into someone's garden, give them away through the window, carry on, do our stuff, obviously, keep it safe, etc. But actually, keeping pennies sort of thrown in. That's not as many as I'd like. But it's just it's an option. I would, if I was you, I'd look at it, even if it was 1 or 2, just to help bring some pennies in. It's something over the next however long. We may get told on Sunday, actually, a bit more back to normal. They're putting stuff in place, aren't they, specifically about people who work in homes. Obviously, more geared around electricians, plumbers, carpenters, etc. But whatever guidelines come out for them will obviously affect, people like me and you as well. Yeah, that's right. On going into houses. So hopefully they say, well, if you can stay in another room, if you wear masks, whatever it might be, then it can work. But big one for me on all of this is it's obviously about the animals. So are you a member of Awata?
I'm not. No, I looked into it, but when I first started, it was like a bit too much money for me to.
What it is, yeah. So we're an Awata member, and they're good. They're doing loads of stuff at the minute, and they're constantly setting out updates and information on this, that, the other, and they're talking to the government on obviously the industry's behalf. And there's lots of nice little basic bits coming through from them on how we can sort of be working, etc., which is sort of quite good.
Well, that's good. Because what I haven't found out from you, and I don't know who's watching and whatever, but if you've just joined us, I'm Matt Amin from Amin Aquatics, and myself, Aquaman. How did you get into fish keeping? Because you were in the RAF, weren't you?
Yeah, so I randomly got into it. So my dad's always had fish tanks as we were growing up at home. There was always a fish tank in the house. He had them from when he was, a kid, pretty much. Back in, bleached corals, undergravel filters, and all of that. Like the very sort of first, going back quite a while. So I always had like a background interest, we say. So I was in the Air Force. A friend of mine, Emma, had a little goldfish in her bedroom. And I was like, that's cool. So I basically went back, and my ex-wife now was my partner at the time. I said, I fancy a fish tank. So I was in Northern Ireland at the time. She had a place in Reading. So we brought a fish tank from Pets at Home, popped it in. It was nice. It was random. It was obviously Pets at Home advice, so maybe not really the best. But it was decent. And I then basically just geeked out. I started to get really into it, researching, going forums, everything else. Found it was mainly aquatics at Hair Hatch, which was banging for drops. So good. And found a Binful one, which again really, really good for drops, which is now gone. And really, really got into it. And then when I was out in Afghan on my second tour out there, my dad was sending me practical fish keeping every month. So along with all that, gift packs such as you get all your box of bits, there's a PFK in every month, and I would just sit there basically researching and geeking up. Designing fish tanks and just doing bits and bobs just to kill time, really. Yeah. And then, as I got out of it, again, I still had that little fish tank at home. By that point, I had another couple more knocking around. I applied for the Met Police, got into the Met, passed all selection at Hendon. And to kill time between waiting for a start date, I started working at Amin Aquatics in the Hair Hatch one, actually, one of our first proper fish shops that I'd found. Started working there, and then the Met Police cut all their intake with the budget cuts. This is going back like 10 years or so. So I was then sat there going, well, I'm on next to no money, working in Maidenhead's full time. My ex was pregnant with our first child. She got made redundant, and I was then basically up a creek. So started doing private jobs on the side, bit of pocket money, really. And it literally just built and went from there to obviously where we're at now.
That's awesome.
So, because
I don't even know how old you are. I put you in your 30s.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, so you're younger than me then, because
33.
I'm knocking on the door of 40 now, August.
Yeah.
You could probably tell with all the grey. I've got
a couple in there. My stepdaughter plucks them out for me.
I started. Look what's happened. It's terrible. It looks like I got a waterfall coming out of my chin. Yeah, well.
Yeah, come on. Mine are gone.
Yeah, I started that. Wait till you start getting them on your chest, man. Scary.
She ain't the back of my chest. She ruled the line of that one.
Scary times, man. Scary times. So, the aquascaping side of things, then, was that like a secondary thing for you, or did you?
I've always liked plants. I mean, I'm not a scaper. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I build fish tanks. I make them amazing. You compare it to aquascapers, I'm not quite. I wouldn't call myself an aquascaper personally. I like it. I don't think you compare it to some of the people out there. You just look at it and just think, that's I'm not like that. That's not That's not me. As much as I'd love to, I'm sure over time it will. But you know, the planted side of it, I've always enjoyed. You know, the one behind me, which is looking a bit messy, and I really can't take pictures to ever make it look nice, as you've seen the ones I'm sending you.
Yeah, they've all been really dark.
It's a you know, it's a learning curve. This is
It's trial and error. It's trial and error.
Yeah.
It's like this one behind me here is my first sort of fully high tech setup with like injected CO2, like expensive lighting and all that sort of stuff. Because like you doing the job that we do, most of the customers they don't want that. They don't want they don't want it. It's not practical. It's too expensive for a lot of people. And when they find out sort of the maintenance costs and like how often they need to change water and trim plants and all that kind of stuff and fertilize, people are like, I can't be asked. I just want something nice in my house. That's why I got into the ADG guys from Houston, because a lot of the like hardscape only stuff is perfect for what we do. And I was on their website earlier showing a customer and just saying, here's a style, have a look at some of this, because it's some nice stuff. Yeah, it's very I've done
classy.
a couple. Yeah, I've done a couple like it.
Done a discus one, didn't you?
Yeah, that big 900 litre. Yeah, that was a planted system before. And the guy is not short of a few quid. That's his second home. So he's got that 900 is in like the kitchen come sit-in room come dining room thing, and then in his sort of main TV room he's got a 1200 litre monster tank with like giant gourami and pangasius and stuff in it, which you've seen. I've showed you that one as well. I'm hoping to do something with that one, but I think he likes his monster fish too much, so I don't think that'll ever change much.
We'll build him a pond.
He's got a pond as well.
No, we'll build him a trot pond for his monster fish.
Yeah, that's a good idea. He's got a pond with some big koi in, literally right outside his patio doors. And he's got, like they look like floating stairs in the water.
Yeah,
he's got them going across to like his barbecue area. He's just money man. But that was a fully planted system with soil substrate, and he was running like JBL CO2 system in it and all that. But it just went to crap because nobody was maintaining it. He was away for months and months at a time, and the woman he had coming in to change the socks on his sump, she weren't going to do all that. She didn't know like how to deal with CO2 systems and stuff. And like he was using a company before us, or before myself, I should say, and he basically wasn't happy with them. So he got me involved, and then we've been maintaining it ever since. I was supposed to be doing, bearing in mind, when I maintain those two tanks, it takes me 4 hours just to change the water, because they're such big tanks, and because they're so far away from like each other, like just the logistics of it. Obviously, to drain that amount of water from a normal hose pipe is just not going to happen. So I've got to use bigger hoses and pumps and things like that. So it's a bit of a nightmare. So he wanted me to do that, to talk his son through that via a Skype call, and I was like, "This is just not going to happen. It's not going to happen." I did think about it, and I was like, "Yeah, maybe I could," but then I'm thinking, what would happen if something went wrong? If like he turns the wrong valve,
water starts going everywhere, and you're like, well, you can't explain that.
No, you can't.
A big thing for our installs, we try and make them as simple as possible. Obviously, you didn't build these ones, so it's different. But one of the care homes we look after, did you see the video that I had with George on a day out? Yeah, the discus one. So that's a care home. They're obviously closed at the moment. Luckily, the way it's all designed and set up is simple. So they turn a valve at the bottom, that's the water down, turn a valve at the top, it fills it up. So the maintenance guy there, Christy, drops me a message every week and says, right, about to do a water change because it's got a Senai in it. I get an alert saying that, the water out of water I'm sitting there freaking out at 7 o'clock at night thinking, why on earth out of water? So now he texts me every time he does a water change. Stuff like that just means that actually when, you know, the unforeseen happens like this, it can sort of be dealt with. So that one behind me, it's still not looking great at the minute. It's looking better. I wasn't water changing it. It was a pain, you know. So I'm up in my little aquascaping shed, and it was just, it was a pain because I had to bring buckets up. There was no outside tap, so it was just an absolute nightmare. So a few weeks ago, when this all basically had some free time, it's all plumbed in now. So you've got the that's the mains feed in there. There's a waste below. So now I literally siphon out, clean bits and bobs up. It's siphoned straight outside, and then I've got mains feed in. So I literally turn the valve up top and stuff like that. It's just making them all as easy as you possibly can. I've got to do my water change in a bit actually, because
you know, with the discus system, are you, when they top that back up, is it just cold water?
It's cold water, a splash of dechlorinator, obviously. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How do you find that? How do you find that working with the discus? Because obviously they're warm water fish.
Fine. Yeah. So our discus are from do you know Chen's discus, Francis?
Yeah. One of my
you're on his you're on his page, aren't you?
Of course I am.
It's fish are solid. Like, you know, they're just solid. I went over his place when he used to be in Harrow, and I went there to get a load of discus from him. And did you ever go to that one?
I've never been. Or not? I've always wanted to.
So
I've spoken to him.
There's one in Harrow. As you go to the toilet, if you need a toilet there used to be this big tiled pond, and they were his personal fish. And there must be like that much water in it. And he's got fish, like proper showpiece fish. And they were half on their side as he was doing a massive water change. And he goes, yeah, fill it back off the tap. And I was like, I'm in a discus, not the RO. He's like, no, they're fine. And his fish are just solid. He's now moved up near Cambridge. So when I got them, I popped in, obviously this is long before this, popped into George on the way back down. And then, put these fish in. But they're used to just being on tap, just big water changes. It drops the temperature a bit, but it's never a huge amount. We only like 50% water change, so it's not right down low on them.
Yeah, I was a bit worried today because when I was doing the tank at the school, all the boilers have been turned off because of what's going on. I saved a couple of barrels of the original water from the tank. And obviously they're left at room temperature because they've been in the foyer for the last 2 days. Obviously I transferred the fish and the filter and everything in the barrel with the fish, and then I kept another barrel spare of the original water. I was a little bit worried about topping back up the cold water, but after I put all the rock in, there's about 120 kilos of lava rock in that tank. And after I piled all that in, obviously with the 2 barrels and displacement, the water level almost came to halfway. So I only halfway with cold water from a tap, but then it's been a nice water day. So, I mean, the water didn't seem too cold. So
no, we use this as I'm in here, a pond heater. So 3 kilowatt inline heater. So obviously where I do so many removals, I should probably put that back in. A lot of the time, obviously, we need to make sure that they're warm, basically. I've broken that now. we've got to make sure they're warm. So if we've got a removal in the winter and we're sitting in the van, the fish have got heaters and electrics in them. But by the time we get there, the water can be bitterly cold. We hook that up to a pump and it obviously sits there and runs. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I'll do a little water change on this tank as we chat, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. Carry on.
Because I've got to get in for about 10. So
that's all right, mate. No worries. I don't want to keep you past that anyway, because there's wine in my garage calling me, and I haven't got it yet. It's a red wine day. Wednesday's a wine day. Wednesday is a wine day.
Nice.
Getting all sophisticated.
I'm pretty much just drink that Janus. So.
You want to try a decent bourbon, mate?
Yeah.
Well, at least, I suppose at least Jack was from Wales.
Was he?
Yeah. I had this conversation with Adam. Adam, when I did the live stream with Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were discussing Jack Daniels and how it was Takashi Amano's favourite tipple.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And Adam was showing me this glass box. Basically, it was like a miniature cube tank, probably about 8 inches by 8 inches. Also, out of Opti-White glass. His friend obviously makes tanks. And he said when he went to the ADA party with met Takashi Amano, he was supposed to take it just to show him like a sample of these tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Takashi Amano saw it and just said, this is going to be my glass for drinking out of, and literally filled it with Jack Daniels and drank from it all night.
Love it.
I know. How class is that? And he showed me the actual glass that Amano had drank from, and he was like, this has got Amano's DNA on it. I was like, you should get it analysed.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I could have talked to him for hours and hours. I mean, we did 2 hours. I think I did an hour with him before, and then perhaps I'll have to double check. Actually, no, we did 2 hours.
What, on different days or in total?
Yeah, on different days. We did an Amano special, which was,
yes, yeah.
Just talking about him and his experience with Mano, and then like when he was when he worked on the big tank in Portugal.
It's nice, that one.
I've not been. It's on the bucket list.
Yeah,
it's somewhere I want to go, and Portugal's not too far away.
No, I've got a few bits on my list for next year. Once all this is over, I think it's a reason to go travelling.
Yeah,
make the most of it again.
That's it. I wonder how are we for time, because I can't see on my phone.
About 5 to 10.
All right, we've got 5 minutes. And if anybody wants to ask us anything, chuck a comment down. See if we can answer any questions. If anybody has anything to ask us, if not, we'll start winding it up, and I'll probably just phone you like they used to in the older days.
I'll finish my water change.
Yeah, Pete from Riverwood was shocked the first time I phoned him. He was like,
"Yeah,
you phoned me." I'm like, "Yeah, like we used to do in the olden days before we had like Facebook Messenger and Instagram and stuff."
Yeah.
I said
sometimes
it's a lot easier to just speak to a person rather than.
I find it easier. I'm not email and stuff's cool, but I'm in the van all the time as well, so I can't text or email most of the time. And customers find it strange when I sit there and I get an email inquiry and I phone them straight back, and they're like, "Yeah, you got a website inquiry?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, so I'll give you a call, because they'll be having 100 emails with you working out what it is you're after. Let's have a 10-minute conversation, and we'll be good, basically."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't know who's watching us still. I mean, I've got 4 up there in the corner.
4. Oh, one's me.
One is you. Oh, there we go.
We've got Neil, Stuart, and Jordan. Hey, man. So, yeah.
Probably sick of seeing me every week, several times a week. That's probably what it is. Do you think on a Wednesday they wouldn't have anything better to do? Because there's no EastEnders on a Wednesday, is there?
Is there EastEnders anyway?
Yeah, Monday and Tuesdays, mate. Come on now. Get with the programme.
I can't say I watch it.
I've watched it since a kid, man. I can't help it. Even when it's crap, I can't help but watch it.
That's probably, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably one of the best pictures it's been.
There you are, look, use your phone.
Yeah. There we go. Let's fill back up.
Oh, that little hole in the back looks like a heart.
It does, doesn't it? I saw that earlier. This is all lovely.
Oh, it's lovely.
Nice. I don't think it's going to be ready for the end of the month.
Mine isn't either.
Nah, I don't know.
Shall I give
might enter it.
Shall I give you a quick look at mine before we go?
Go on then, yeah.
Oh, you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Here we go, if you can see it. The light never cut out. There we go, there's a good picture of it. No. The looks are deceptive though, because this is looking nice and lush at the moment, but there's a few areas that I need to work on. Like you see down there, there's a little bit of cyano just coming back. I'm slowly winning the battle with it. My fish have come to say hello though, look.
I haven't got any fish in mine.
Yeah, they've come to say hello, which is cool. But yeah, I've got to I'm getting them on top of it slowly, but the moss has taken a slamming. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I pruned it back too hard. I'm not sure, but it's slowly.
My whole tank's moss.
What's that?
My whole tank is moss.
Yeah, and
just moss in there.
My Monty melted twice, and it's just started to come back. It's just started to come back. So I don't think it's going to be ready for IAPLC. What I may do is use one of the older pictures that I took of it, and just submit it and see what it comes from. It's going to need
some love.
Yeah, it's going to need a bit more time for me to get on top of the water changes and stuff.
Yeah. My thinking is to just, I don't know, I'll have a look. I might just enter it in as it is. Basically, I'll pull it around, so on that's the shed. That's obviously up in the corner with the other one there. I think if I put it up in the middle, and then I can pull the tripod back to where it is now and get some proper lighting and stuff. Yeah, you're going to have to put basically.
You'll have to put multiple lights and multiple angles on that tank to get it lit properly.
It's going to be a pain. It was a great idea when I did it and thought, well, let's make this cave. But it's a full cave, so I can't run a light on the top like you would on any other tank.
Yeah, that's right.
You can only light it from the front. So luckily it's up in the aquascaping shed, so it's not a problem. It just means that for pictures, the only way to light it is either the light purely from the back, which means the whole tank's too dark, as you've seen some of the stuff I've been sending you, or you light it from the front and you get a ridiculous amount of reflection.
Yeah, that's right. Unless you put the light right up against the glass.
But yeah, cool, right. Nina wants you inside. That's my cue to run away.
No worries, dude.
So yeah, cool, man. Well, good chatting, mate.
Yeah,
I'll probably catch up in the week anyway.
Yeah, no worries. I'll give you a bell or something.
Nice one. All right,
Take
man.
it easy.
I'll catch you in a bit.
Ta-ra, man.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks, mate. Bye.